This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumph's optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Thanks for tuning in to News 25. We hope you're having a great Monday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler. Today is September 14th, 2020. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
And the community got together Sunday afternoon to celebrate the life of Dusty Park. The 39-year-old race car driver and youth soccer coach died suddenly August 31st. More than a dozen people took the mic at Pahrump Valley Speedway to speak of a man who was always giving to others.
Number 5 was someone who sacrificed their life every day, you know, for his family, for anyone. You need help on a race car or, you know, need extra time at practice to help your kids learn, he's there. It's just who he was.
He was a stand-up guy. And then later on, our kids grew up together. My daughter and his daughter went to school throughout. They played ball and they played soccer. Seeing Dusty out there, I thought, man, dude, why don't more of us do, what can I want to be like that, you know? But that guy took the time and he made the effort, whatever sacrifices he could. He was for almost every kid, every one of you guys is kids or something, you know? And it just means a lot to me. To see his wife and his kids up here, I feel like there's nothing I wouldn't do for them.
He just tirelessly gave himself to everyone around him, all of his friends, all of his family. You know, I don't know many people that gave more of their time and their life to their fellow community than Dusty did. Dusty was a hell of a man, and I wish I could see him again to tell him.
I've known Dusty for almost 25 years, and he was the greatest friend I ever had. Through every up and down in my entire life, he was there for me.
He's done a lot for everybody. The soccer deal, I'm not soccer, I hate soccer. What is this? And I found out he likes soccer. I'm like, Dusty, you're a race car driver, not a soccer guy. Because I don't know, soccer comes before race cars. And it did. I mean, he breathed, sleep soccer. I mean, he got to the point where he almost had me out there coaching. I'm not gonna lie.
It didn't matter. He would always do something if you needed it, even if you'd screwed him over 1,000 times. And I would just say, you know, in remembrance of him, just, you know, if somebody needs help, help him, because that's what Dusty would have done.
He was just like an all-around awesome dude. Anything you asked him to do, he was there. You didn't even have to ask him. He was on top of it. And he was not only that with my family, he was that with everybody around him. And I'm so happy to know him. I'm sad that this world is going to be without him, and his family is going to be without him.
Throughout the years, I would say that we definitely didn't always see eye to eye, but you can't deny his heart that he had, and I was never willing to hold that back. So I always just stood behind him. This last year, or even in December when he was diagnosed with the kidney cancer, he was terrified. And he was terrified because he was going to miss out on his kids. Like, that was all he could think about.
Rest in peace to Dusty, and just remember, he lives through all of us.
Nye County dispatched fire crews from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue around 7:25 p.m. Friday night for a vehicle fire that was quickly upgraded to a structure fire in a no hydrant area. As crews neared the scene, heavy fire conditions were observed at the rear side of the property on DuPont Drive in Pahrump. A narrow gateway onto the property, coupled with a long, narrow tree-lined driveway, 100-foot access, crews found a well-involved travel trailer used as a fixed structure with extension to nearby mature conifer trees. All occupants were accounted for, and there were no injuries. The fire was controlled with no extension to the nearby structures. A closely parked SUV sustained radiant heat damage. The investigation revealed a delay in notification to the fire department. The fire is under investigation but thought to be accidental in nature.
Well, the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles has announced an additional extension for expired or soon-to-be expired driver's licenses, ID cards, and limited Saturday hours for new Nevada residents. They say that these new identification cards and licenses permits will have if they have an expiration date of March 12th or later, they've been extended for an additional 60 days from September 14th through November 12th of this year. And of course, the one-year extension for driver's licenses age 65 and older remains in effect. For more information, you can go online to dmvmv.com. And we'll have more news right after this.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back. Analysts say it's a big week for IPOs with a number of companies worth watching. Peloton turns a profit. A CEO resigns after his company destroys sacred land in Australia.
Topping our news, this will be one of the busiest weeks for IPOs so far this year. Among the names to watch, Snowflake. That company makes data warehouse software. Snowflake could be valued at $24 billion. That's if the stock price is in at $85 per share. Then there's Unity Software, a gaming technology company, and telehealth provider Amwell. Peloton, the stay-at-home and exercise company, is shifting into a whole new gear. The CEO says that company will soon launch a certified pre-owned bike program. Peloton is already dealing with a big backlog of orders for bikes as demand surges during the COVID crisis. The CEO of Rio Tinto has resigned. Jean-Sébastien Jacques left under pressure from investors after the company destroyed 46,000-year-old sacred grounds in Australia to expand an iron ore mine.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, at 11 p.m. on Friday night, Nevada Task Force 1 received an activation order to deploy a canine search for human remains and a detection team to Salem, Oregon. The Nevada team consists of a search team manager, a logistics team manager, an intel specialist, and 2 canines. Additionally, they also deployed a structural specialist as a single resource in support of the Utah Task Force 1 to assist with the same mission. Nevada Task Force 1 departed Las Vegas at 5:30 this morning. Including in this activation order was 2 Type 1 teams, one from Utah and one from Washington, that will deploy another 160 personnel to support local authorities. Last night, due to the rapid spread of fires and evacuations being incomplete, there are a large number of people reportedly missing. Once the team arrives in Salem, they will be deployed by local and state authorities to conduct search operations to ensure no one is left unaccounted for. The mission could last up to 14 days, depending on the needs of local authorities.
On Wednesday, September 9th at approximately 1:30 p.m., Oregon state troopers and emergency personnel responded to a vehicle collision on Highway 58 near milepost 60. Preliminary investigation revealed a PT Cruiser operated by David Silkett, 74, of Pahrump, was eastbound when it went into the westbound lane and struck a Volvo commercial motor vehicle operated by Pavel Makovi, 57, of Antelope, California. Silkett and his passenger, Deborah Edmonds, 65, of Pahrump, sustained fatal injuries and were pronounced deceased. Makovi was not injured. Highway 58 was closed for approximately 7 hours during the investigation and cleanup of spilled diesel. Well, that's it for this part of the news. We'll come back and we've got more for you. News 25 coming right up.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, after more than a year of work behind the scenes, Artesian Cellars Vineyard and Winery is now open in Pahrump. Artesian Cellars offers a wide variety of wine tasting opportunities, food, and a gift shop. The owner, Tim Burke and Pam Tyler, says he and his staff are excited to bring a new experience to the valley.
We've been working on this for about a year now, getting this building ready. And then, of course, we ran into COVID and everything else that we've had to deal with over the last several months. But we're finally open, we're ready to go with the public, and we've got our food and our wines all ready for everybody. We've been making wine several years, using Nevada grapes, for a good part of our wines. And then we also have vineyards in Lodi, California, and in Prosser, Washington, that we get grapes from. We just won a couple of gold medals with our 2013 Cab and a 2015 Barbera in the statewide competition. We're actually bottling our little bit sweeter wines that people like. We're bottling those next week, so they'll be available in a couple of weeks. But we pretty have a full, wide range of anywhere from big red wines to the little bit lighter stuff and everything in between somebody would like.
Oh, and just for fun, we have a white wine and a red wine slushie. So on a hot day, if you want to sit out on the patio and enjoy a slushie, you can do that. You can do that. We have some wonderful paninis, some flatbread pizzas, plus charcuterie and some small bites if they're not that hungry, and desserts. And we do our own craft soda. We don't have those quite ready to go because we weren't happy with the last batch, but they should be ready midweek next week.
With our wine tasting fee, you actually get that back for every bottle. So if you buy, let's say, 4 tastings for 4 people, and they buy 4 bottles, then the $5 comes off each bottle. That's how that works. And then we do have a club membership. The membership is free, but we have 3 club releases a year of 4 bottles each. And we do special events around that only for club members with entertainment and food, and they can sign up right here in the winery for that. We're working on the distillery. It's in, and we are working on the licensing for that. And once we've got all of that done and we've got our building actually all ready for that, we will be also working towards doing our own whiskey and grappa.
We have quite a bit of outdoor seating, and we're actually looking to expand our outdoor seating so that we can comfortably accommodate people during the time of COVID, make sure that there's plenty of room for everyone. And for retail, we just have all kinds of little wine-themed trinkets and things like that, gift baskets that people might want to get, stuff like that. So
it's important for us to be a member of the community, to be really involved. We are both raised in Nevada. We both love this area, have lived here for several years, and so we really want to be a part of that community. And if people want to use our facility, they can use it.
They can book this for events?
Yes, they can.
Well, Artesian Cellars is located at 731 South Highway 160. They're open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9, and Sunday, noon to 5. For more information, you can head to their website or check them out on Facebook.
As the coronavirus pandemic continues, flu season is just around the corner. Each year, the flu kills thousands of people, but the good news is there's a vaccine that can help prevent it. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Susan Reams says in the midst of a pandemic, it's more important than ever to get your flu shot.
We anticipate that there will be some people coming up who have both COVID and influenza at the same time, which would be very devastating, obviously, and increase the risk of death from one or both of them. So anything we can do to prevent influenza and to prevent COVID, of course, we want to do.
Experts are concerned that if flu and COVID-19 surge at the same time, it could potentially overwhelm the nation's healthcare system. A simultaneous surge may also further strain availability of personal protective equipment, or PPE, for healthcare workers. Dr. Reams says the best way to avoid this scenario is to do everything we can to prevent both diseases. We don't currently have a vaccine for COVID-19, but we do for flu. Getting vaccinated is the best way to protect yourself from influenza. She adds that people should not be afraid to venture out and get a flu shot.
Some people are concerned about going to a pharmacy or a doctor's office to get influenza vaccine. And I want to reassure them that all of the healthcare facilities are taking extra precautions to make the environment safe for people who come in.
In addition to flu vaccine, all the measures we're doing to try and mitigate COVID-19, like masking, social distancing, and hand washing, will also help reduce the spread of flu, since they're both respiratory diseases.
All right. Well, if you're looking for a new friend to join your family and purrs and cuddles fit the bill, then this kitty could be perfect for you. It's time for our Monday edition of Save a Pet.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
When you visit the cat house at Desert Haven Animal Society, this orange tabby cat will stand out for sure. This is Minor. Minor is an older neutered male tabby cat. He has short hair and pretty eyes. Minor is quite shy and is looking for a home that will be patient with him while he learns to trust a new family. If this sounds like you, give a visit to the cat house and ask to spend some time with Minor. You'll find him at Desert Haven Animal Society, located at 1511 Siri Lane in Pahrump. Call before you visit at 775-751-7020. You can also visit Desert Haven Animal Society on Facebook.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hey, it's John Kohler from Channel 25 News, and the weather report is upcoming. Standing right here in Petrick Park. Beautiful place here in Pahrump. We've got a couple of fall leaves coming down off these fruitless mulberry trees, and if you come on down to climb one of these trees, well, don't climb under the mulberry bush with anybody else but me. It's a pretty wonderful place. Beautiful pitch of lawn. There's a guy here that needs a partner to play tennis with. He's playing against a backboard wall, but they got tennis courts here. They got beautiful a place to picnic. Nice place to ring out the last little bit of summer. Summer officially ends on the 21st, but you can see the leaves falling just a little bit already. So don't mess out this opportunity. It's a wonderful week to be out here in Petrick Park, and we'll tell you about the wonderful week ahead on the weather report upcoming.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada, from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. I am John Kohler. This is your weather report. What is going on with this hair? Oh my gosh, I don't put product in it. This is just a cowlick, you know? It's a cowlick. I didn't used to always have a cowlick. Used to kiss like everybody else. Let's look at the weather in Fernley tonight. 91 degrees was your high today. 52 was your low. Fallon, 93 was where you topped out today. 51 will be your low this evening. Carson City, 89 degrees. You got to try a little harder to get in the club, folks, in Carson City. 47 for your low tonight. Tonopah, you saw 85 for a high, 50 for a low. That seems pretty civil. Out in Goldfield, 86 degrees was your high today. 51 for a low. Beatty, 94 degrees, creeping up on wonderful. 62 degrees for your low tonight. Amargosa, 98 degrees. A great band from the 90s. And 66 was your low tonight. Vegas, treating your guests right at 101 degrees. Bringing out some of that summertime weather. Last little bit of it. Why not? Indian summer, 74 degrees for a low tonight. Out in Death Valley, definitely Indian summer. 110 degrees was your high today. Owie. And 78 is your low tonight. Let's take a look at the weather in Pahrump, shall we? 96 degrees currently. High today of 97, so we're just a tick off the mark. Winds out of the south at 12 miles an hour. That's helping us out a little bit with the fire and the smoke situation. Winds from the south, good thing. Humidity at 13%. Sunrise this morning at 6:26 a.m. It was glorious. As I say, 96 degrees currently. Let's flip those numbers around. You'll find our low tonight at 69 degrees. Winds coming in out of the east may carry a little bit of smoke. There's some fires off to the east. We'll touch on that in just a second. Humidity at 22%, so we may see some little bit cloudy in the morning. I don't think it's going to rain, but sunset tonight, 651 degrees, something like that. All right, here we go. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Here's the story of the week. High is going to be drifting down slightly from the high 90s to the low 90s. Lows at night going to stick in the mid 60s. But here's the story you want to look at is all this wind. Coming out of the south, pretty good, 9 miles an hour. Southwest, we'll see a little smoke on Wednesday, I think. If the winds come back, it'll clear up a little bit on Thursday. We're going to see some clouds. Friday, a little bit more cloudy, a little bit more windy, but the wind's coming out of the south. And then south-southwest, the smoke will pick up. It's really smoky. I mean, there's so much going on. Can we take a look at the fire map? Look at this thing. This is the fire map. Look at all of California's on fire. Woo! All of California, all right, down here. Look at, okay, fire's up here, fire's up here. You know what's not on fire? Nevada. Are we living right or what? Yeah. Yes, we are living right in Nevada, but let's have a good thought for some rain for our friends out in California, and hope we get some reasonable relief from all of that for those folks. And that's your weather report. Let's keep that wind coming from the south, and we'll be looking good here in Pahrump, Nevada. And that's your weather report. John Kohler.
Thanks so much, John. And yeah, I like his little mohawk thing going on there.
That's naturally occurring, you know.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler, and I hope your Monday didn't feel like a Monday at all. Have a great evening.
Good night.